Because after they raided Diddy's house and he was conveniently not there, we didn't hear anything else about that, right? Because that wasn't to see what he had. It was to go to confiscate something that he had. So they already knew the tapes are in there.
So you had the FBI that came to Ben Affleck's house, right? Who was the prosecutor related to? Who was her dad?
The FBI. Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
Man, that's kind of crazy. I got to bring that up. So every time I come here, the audio's messing up, the video's messing up. What is going on?
I noticed that.
And I film a lot of episodes here.
Right. You do like 6 shows a day.
I probably filmed 1,000 episodes here, and that issue has barely happened.
That's crazy. So I'm the only one that comes here, and we have technical difficulties.
Interesting.
Kind of strange.
Do you think that's something they have in their repertoire, that they can just mess with electronics like that remotely?
For sure.
Oh, absolutely. For sure. I mean, you were telling me about the CIA person, the person you knew whose father we won't speak of, who was in the CIA.
Yeah.
They said what?
Yeah, they confirmed it. I actually went to dinner last night with somebody, and their father was in the CIA, and I told them that a person who used to work for the Department of Homeland Security reached out to me on my Instagram and said that, hey, I really like your videos. You know, you should come down to Langley and, you know, come check out the facilities and come talk to the agents. That sounds like a hiring, round right there.
Right.
So I was letting this person know, and she was like, yeah, my dad was in the CIA for 20 years. They were definitely trying to recruit you. So,
damn.
Yeah. So
Holy
that
crap.
double confirms it right there. I had my suspicions, but coming from another side, from another person, told them the whole story, and they were like, yeah, that sounds like somebody wanted to hire you.
They were trying to MK Ultra your ass.
Right.
Yeah, not happening.
So I'm like, man, if I go down there and I come back and I start acting weird, that's not me anymore. Like, I have a following. They can definitely use some MK Ultra stuff. Like, and they have this patent too. They have a patent. Go on Google Patents, and you can look up this patent that they filed in 2001. Through your TVs, they have a patent to where they can control you through electromagnetic fields, and it shocks your nervous system.
Look it up. All facts.
This is true. So is it possible that they mess with electronics and all this other stuff? And it's weird that when I come here, the electronics start messing up.
Always.
Damn.
I don't know.
Every time.
Dude, that's nuts, because TVs are everywhere.
TVs are everywhere. And that's the thing. I think that it even says in the patent to where even if you're not paying attention to it or if it's not on, it still has frequencies that it sends through the TVs. That's why it's called television. Tell a lie through a vision.
Come on.
Jeez.
So,
fellas, some major deaths this week. There was one today, obviously, Hulk Hogan, and then 2 others earlier this week, big celebrities,
The boomers are going through it right now. My prayers are with the boomers because they lost Ozzy and Hulk Hogan in the same week.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
And Malcolm
Legends.
Jamal Warner.
And who?
Malcolm Jamal Warner. He was on The Cosby Show. So there's some weird things going on.
I was going to say that.
There's some weird things. And being the coincidence specialist that I am, let's go down the list.
Talk about it.
So we have Malcolm Jamal Warner, right? Cosby Show. He drowned in Puerto Rico.
Drowns.
Then we have Ozzy Osbourne, right? The famous rock guy, Black Sabbath. Then we have famous Hulk Hogan. Everybody knows him, the most famous wrestler of all time. What do these people have to do with each other? Okay. So there's a little thing called Event 201. There's a code that goes through major events. And I go through these codes like, there's another code 128 and whatnot. So Event 201, what is that? So Event 201 was a simulation of COVID back in 2019. Then some few months later, then what happens? Oh, COVID happens.
Interesting.
Okay. Why are they using this code 201? So going back to these 3 celebrities, and they say death happens in threes. Find that pretty interesting as well. So Ozzy Osbourne, he was 76. Malcolm Jamal Warner, he was 54. Then you have Hulk Hogan, he's 71. What's 71 plus 76 plus 54? 201.
Wow.
Okay. Doesn't stop there. So Malcolm Jamal Warner, he was on the show, Cosby Show, right? Ran for 8 seasons.
Break it down.
Through those 8 seasons, how many episodes were in the whole entire series?
Don't say it.
201.
201.
What are the chances? Doesn't stop there.
Keep going.
Okay. So he's from New Jersey City. He was born in New Jersey City. What's the area code in Jersey City? 201.
201.
Yes. Aren't you from Jersey?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
201.
201. So then if you look at Ozzy as well, his name, Ozzy Osbourne and Gematria equals to 201, ordinal. Okay?
Wow.
Exactly 201. Then you have Hulk Hogan, and I found it pretty interesting that he was part of the NWO, right? In WCW. Here's the thing.
Break it down.
Some years back, Peter Thiel was actually behind him suing Gawker. Remember Gawker? So Gawker posted a video of Hulk Hogan, and he sues them, taking them down. Peter Thiel was secretly behind that, funding him. Okay?
Put 10 million up.
Yes.
Peter Thiel put 10 million up.
He put 10 million up. Now, what does it have to do with anything? Well, now if you look at the initiative, Detachment 201, what is that? 201 is actually a new initiative that they just filed with, the government and big tech. So Detachment 201 is Palantir, is Meta, OpenAI, to where these executives, these tech executives, are actually ranking members of the U.S. military now. So they have positions in our military to where it's a part of Attachment 201. Why are they using this code?
Interesting.
The Tri-Light from Therasage is no joke. Medical grade red and near infrared light with 3 frequencies per light, deep healing, real results, and totally portable. It's legit. Photo biomodulation tech in a flexible on-body panel. This is the Tri-Light from Therasage, and it's next level red light therapy. It's got 118 high-powered polychromatic lights, each delivering 3 healing frequencies, red and near infrared, from 580 to 980 nanometers. Optimal penetration, enhanced energy, skin rejuvenation, pain relief, better performance, quicker recovery, and so much more. Therasage has been leading the game for over 25 years, and this panel is FDA listed and USB powered. Ultra soft and flexible and ultra portable. On-body red light therapy I use daily, and I take it everywhere I travel. This is the Thera O3 ozone module from Therasage. It's a portable ozone and negative ion therapy in one. It boosts oxygen, clears and sanitizes the air, and even helps your mood. It's a total game changer at home or on the go. This little device is the Thera O3 ozone module by Therasage, and it's one of my favorite wellness tools. In the sauna, it boosts ozone absorption through your skin up to 10 times. Oxygenating your blood and supporting deep detox. Outside the sauna, it purifies the air, killing germs, bacteria, viruses, and mold, and it improves mood and sleep. Negative ion therapy. It's compact, rechargeable, and perfect for travel, planes, offices, hotel rooms, you name it. It's like carrying clean energy wherever you go. This is a Thera H2Go from Therasage, the only bottle with molecular hydrogen structured water and red light in one. It hydrates, energizes, and detoxes water upgraded. The Thera H2Go from Therasage isn't just a water bottle, it's next level hydration. It infuses your water with molecular hydrogen, one of the most powerful antioxidants out there. That means less oxidative stress, more energy, and faster recovery. But here's what makes it stand out. It's the only bottle that also structures your water and adds red light to supercharge it. It's sleek, portable, and honestly, I don't go anywhere without it.
So all these people that are linked to big tech are now running our military industrial complex now. So I find it pretty interesting that Peter Thiel, he's part of that as well.
Hulk also won $140 million in that suit. So anytime you see these people win these large lawsuits, it's always something that comes after it. Always.
Yeah.
It's, they're getting taken down one way or another.
And it's pretty interesting that, you have Hulk Hogan, and then he takes down Gawker, and nobody really knows Peter Thiel was behind it. And now we have Attachment 201 or Detachment 201. And why are they using these codes? This confirms we live in a simulation.
Absolutely.
Do you think we live in a simulation?
I think a lot of stuff can be explained with numbers. A
Exactly.
lot, like Fibonacci sequence and stuff like that.
Correct. Because what is the universe made out of? Sound, light, frequency. And how do you measure light? How do you measure sound? How do you measure anything? It's with numbers, ones and zeros. Why is it that Professor James Gates Jr. said when he was looking into the universe, using string theory and all these other methods, why did he find error correcting codes in our universe? Think about that. So are we in a highly advanced simulation?
Very possible.
And why is it that Elon is trying to get out of the firmament? Because think about it. Why is he knows that something's up, right? He knows that, he has Grok, he has these high-powered AI, large language models. You don't think he knows that we're in a simulation and he's trying to get out? Why is it that Wernher von Braun, the godfather of NASA that came from Nazi Germany, has a Psalms verse on his tombstone that says, "Behold God's handiwork and the firmament"?
That's a fact. Look it up. That's a fact.
Did you know that Wernher von Braun was in Back to the Future?
He was in the movie?
He was referenced in the movie. So Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
So watch this. In Back to the Future, Part 2, Doc Brown says in the movie, "My family came to Hill Valley back in the day, but we weren't the Browns. We were the Von Brauns." Ooh, okay. So he's a scientist, a mad scientist that discovers time travel. And you're related to the Von Brauns?
Interesting.
So
what's the chances?
What are the chances?
The coincidence specialist is back at it.
I'm just saying, it's a little weird. So
I heard there's a book about Barron Trump too, about him time traveling.
There is. So Barron Trump. And how is it that this is why we live in a simulation? How is it that Ingersoll Lockwood writes a book over 100 years ago depicting this very thing where Barron Trump, there's a character called Barron Trump,
and his marvelous
adventures, underground adventures, where he is having this marvelous adventures going through portals and whatnot. But get this, he has a mentor in the book. The mentor's name is Don.
What's the chances?
What are the chances? And then his second book, Ingersoll Lockwood, has another book called what? The Last President. This is why I say Donald Trump is the last president of this United States.
Damn, you think so?
Yes.
100%.
Of this regime. Because it's already depicted. It's in this book already. So the last president says a charismatic person comes into power. He's anti-system, anti-establishment. He gets into power and disrupts the whole system.
Who's that sound like?
Donald Trump. So you have two books depicting the very thing that's happening right now.
Interesting.
And then when Nikola Tesla, Nikola Tesla, right? How is it that Donald Trump's uncle gets hired by the FBI to go confiscate all his findings and all his work?
What are the chances?
That's pretty interesting. You don't think he has some type of technology that can possibly see into time or, bend time or time travel? I think so. Because Nikola Tesla, he studied the 369. And those that are, the numbers of the keys to the universe.
Facts.
So I think that when he's studying, things of that nature, electromagnetism, free energy, all that has to do with, I think, time. And if you look into Project Looking Glass, that tells you a little bit about what we have and what we can possibly do.
Yeah.
This is why I think The Simpsons too. Matt Groening.
Freemason.
He's a Mason.
He's a Mason. I don't know if y'all know that. Matt Groening is a Mason. Break it down.
How is it that The Simpsons predict everything over the last, 3 decades? How?
And we're just moving on with our life like it's fucking normal.
Yeah. They had Ocean Gate, Trump, like all types of stuff.
And it's like documented videos, picture, it's on the show.
Yep.
It's on the show. How? So I think we have some type of technology that they don't tell us.
I can see that, dude. Every time I've had guests talk about that time travel stuff, bad things happen.
Yeah. I think it's possible. And I think it's happening how the movie's depicted. If you look at, again, Back to the Future, if you look at There's another movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the show a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.
How we're all cosmically connected through parallel universes and whatnot. They actually discovered a parallel universe that runs backward in time. So they have a sequence of tests that they actually did not too long ago in Antarctica.
Oh, Antarctica again.
Antarctica. And they found that there's not only a parallel universe, but it runs backwards in time.
Damn.
This is documented through their findings.
That's nuts. Imagine living backwards.
Yeah. This is why Hitler actually went down there to claim New Schwabe. Have you heard about New Schwabe?
No.
So New Schwabe was a piece of land that he was claiming in Antarctica. He always took, excursions down there. And Hitler was claiming New Schwabe down there. And it's a piece of land that he was, down there. And he was in all kind of stuff. And I find it pretty interesting that when it comes to Hitler, he didn't die where they said he died. Right?
I feel like they didn't make that a big enough deal. Like, we found out Hitler didn't die where they said he died.
There's declassified CIA documents showing what? Showing that he didn't
die where he said he died.
He actually died.
Or where they said he died.
He died in South America. Okay? Why do you think there's a bunch of Nazi regimes down there? If you go down there in certain cities, there's whole Nazi regimes down there with the symbolism.
Wow, even to this day?
Yes.
To this day.
To this day.
Damn.
To this day.
So he fled down there. And what's near South America? Antarctica. So near Chile and all these other places, that was a jump point to Antarctica. Okay?
So you think he hightailed it out of here?
Yeah, for sure. And here's another thing too, which is crazy. So when they found his remains, where they said, he died in Europe, it was a female. It was a female skull remains. It wasn't even a male.
Those aren't his remains?
No.
So we have yet to find Hitler's remains. Has anybody...
Where did he go?
Yeah, where did he go? Why would they lie about that?
Why would they lie about that? What did he get a hold of to where, they had to say, well, let's just say he killed himself and we won the war. And, well, that's not true now. Because even the president of Argentina declassified some documents showing the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So nothing is what it seems. Truth is stranger than fiction.
It's stranger than fiction. It's like, why? You got to question everything now. Because it's like, you guys lied about that. What the fuck else are you lying about?
Everything's a scam. They lie about everything.
They're all
just
frauds.
say that and you're good.
They're all frauds.
Holy crap. So Hitler could be walking out right now.
It's possible.
He could have kids running around. We don't know. How do we know?
Jeez.
It's crazy.
That is nuts. Is Obama going to jail?
I think so. Obama, you know what? First of all, he was never really president. Let's get that straight. He's not even a citizen of this United States.
I don't think they proved that yet.
There's documents that show. I have a friend who is an engineer who designs, all types of stuff, digitally and whatnot. This is what he did. He downloads from the government website, his birth certificate, Obama's, runs it through his program. You know what happens? What he shows? Get this. He detaches it. He runs it through a program and detaches it to show, well, there's layers to it. It shouldn't be layers to this birth certificate, right? It shows that there's some whiteout, there's fake signatures, it's literally just made up.
Yeah.
And this is downloaded directly from the government website. So what does that show you? That's a doctored birth certificate. He wasn't born here. He was placed here. CIA. His real name isn't Barack Obama. His real name is Barry Santoro. Because he had a stepfather that was one of the most rich and powerful people in Malaysia. So when his mother parted ways from his biological father, he got with Mr. Santoro. He was connected to the CIA and the U.S. government. Okay? So they groomed him to be the president one day. So if you look into his history, he's actually not from America. So for one, you just straight up lied. Two, now you're committing treason because...
Yeah, who are you?
Who are you? Who are you working for?
Literal imposter running the country.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here's the thing. So there's just been some recent discovery by Gabbard, and they just had a press release that they said Obama may have been behind Russiagate.
Wow.
And actually he colluded with, a number of other people to create this whole narrative that Trump was working with Russia to steal the election. Now we've come to find out that's not true. So now you're committing treason. You're an outsider. So who are you?
Who are you really?
And your wife is a man.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah, that's Mike. That's Big Mike.
Big Mike, the big fella.
That's big guy. The big guy.
The big guy, right?
Yeah.
So here's another thing too. You know that she never gave birth. She even says this in an interview. She never gave birth to her two daughters. She says that, she had surrogates and it was IVF and whatnot. So find that pretty interesting. How convenient. Not only that's true, but also your account managers for your charities look exactly alike. There's a couple that looks exactly alike your girls.
That's
so
a fact.
Could it be those are the real parents?
Whoa.
Wild.
So they look just like those kids, and Obama's gay and Michelle's a man.
Hey,
sounds plausible to me.
He did more for gay rights than he did for black. That's for sure.
Well, he was a red herring. He was
100%.
a distraction. He was a distraction to give black people hope. Meanwhile, he pushed on his own agenda, which fits his agenda because he's gay.
Yeah, full of shit.
So
bait and switch, classic bait and switch.
So I think that once they the DOJ brings the hammer down on him, then we'll probably see some legal action.
That'd be the first president in prison, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, there's a lot of rumblings. They're saying anything that a president did, they had immunity when they were a president. But if you're an outsider and you weren't born here, they have to prove that first. Then they can say, okay, you're a traitor and you're committing treason. Maybe you weren't president after all, because they have to strip that first.
Well, the problem with all of this is this. You have Obama, who, okay, he's just a figurehead. Then you got to go up the ladder. Who's putting him up to this?
Oh, yeah, there's a shadow government for sure.
See, that's when it gets spooky, because then that's when people are going to start getting knocked off.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because the further you go, because Obama just you're not able to just be the president and you're not even a citizen by yourself.
Yeah, you have help.
Right.
You have help. You had to have help.
Right.
So it's then we go up that ladder, then it's going to get interesting.
Then they said he's on the Epstein files. There's rumblings of that too. So again, and I find it pretty interesting that Epstein's former lawyer just died. And then Virginia Shoephrase, about a month or two ago, she mysteriously dies after surviving a bus crash.
Come on. This shit is out of a movie, literal Netflix, and we just move on with our lives like nothing.
Yeah.
Bro, the Epstein stuff is crazy because I use ChatGPT every day and I was looking for Epstein survivors. So I typed, who are some survivors of the Epstein list? The search wouldn't even go.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't even look it up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, who owns all these, right? So you have OpenAI. So you have Sam Altman. You have all these people who control these AIs. So you have to look into their history. You have to look into their motives, who they are, and why wouldn't they show certain things, right? Because, it's supposed to be unbiased, but these AIs are actually biased.
They're very biased, and I do think they're tools because they're trying to stop the Great Awakening. Everyone's waking up right now, so they're like, well, shit, how do we kind of remix history? And the only way to do it
is through AI.
It's through AI.
Because
we trust AI. Everyone fucking trusts AI so much.
Right.
But it was good at first, and I guarantee you in the next year or two, it's going to be some bullshit. Where it's just dude, that's not true. We found out that was crap.
And I think that's the best way to control any kind of narrative because we have to have historical data. So when you look into the past, and the past isn't the past from what we remember it, this is why the Mandela effect is real.
Yeah.
Why do you think they put this theory out? Because I think that if you can change history, you can control people, you can control anything.
Facts.
Right? So like if certain people are remembering certain things, like, wait, that wasn't like that.
Come on.
Then people start questioning everything. Then everybody's a skeptic.
Yeah. And that's what's happening right now.
Right. So if you have people don't believe anything at that point, then it could be to where I think CERN is behind that.
Damn.
I definitely can see that.
I think CERN is behind the Mandela effect because ever since they fired it up, certain things have been not what they seemed back in the past. Certain people have died. Certain people didn't die.
My sleeping schedule's been off since
sleeping schedules.
Since CERN, since that whole thing. Yes, since then it's been off years since they fired it up.
Like you can't sleep at night, or
I
what's
cannot. I sleep in 4 hours. I sleep in sections.
Holy crap!
Literally.
And you know what's funny? I did a live last night and I asked that very question, and a lot of people were saying the same thing. They wake up at 3 a.m., 3:30, and it's like an ongoing thing.
I think it's in the phones too.
The phones,
the
frequencies.
That they put out a declassified document.
Yeah, yeah. We're
basically showing that they use frequencies to control us. So
shit.
We do gotta monitor. You know, it's fucking hard, man.
Dude, no.
Gotta monitor this shit.
Okay, this is where it gets spooky. So I used to listen to ocean sounds, right, on Spotify.
Yeah.
I don't do that shit anymore. You know why? Because as of late, over the last, I would say, few months after I stopped doing it, or right before I stopped doing it, I started having these weird dreams. And I was like, that hasn't happened before.
Mm-hmm.
So then it kept going. I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm having weird dreams. And then I stopped listening to it and I stopped having these weird dreams. I had like, sometimes not dreams, sometimes dreams to where it's pretty like on point with my, standard dreaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't feel natural. Like these dreams didn't feel natural at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, I think they're sending frequencies.
Yeah.
Through Spotify.
Yeah.
So
holy crap.
Yeah. So I think they're using these platforms for frequencies because
100%.
maybe since people don't watch TV anymore, what are we on now? We're on phones, streaming services, all these other things, apps. Even the movie Leave the World Behind. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
That came out a couple years ago? That was produced by who?
Obama.
So that movie actually has frequencies in it too.
Jeez.
A sound engineer did a video where he did a whole breakdown and he found frequencies in the movie that the human ear cannot hear, but using his, his platforms and his technology, he found certain low vibrational frequencies throughout the movie. And that movie gives you a really weird feeling.
100%.
It doesn't have the same format as a regular movie. I'm a huge movie buff.
Yeah.
This movie does not have, an introduction to, like a regular movie. It just kind of just goes on. It doesn't have somewhat of a climax. It just kind of keeps going. It's like a message almost.
Yeah, it's not even a movie.
It's a message.
Yeah.
Like things were happening. You're confused. It doesn't have, here's the villain. And then here's the anti, the climax and then resolution.
Mm-hmm.
That's the formula of a movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't have that.
Didn't have anything.
It's just messaging.
Yeah.
Frequencies are powerful. Look what they did to rap music.
Exactly. That's one big psyop.
Yeah, 100%.
The rap, the whole, you can speak on that. You're in music. What do you think about that? Like, how have they infiltrated that?
They've infiltrated. How haven't they infiltrated? There's so many ways. I mean, I blame, and they try to make it a joke. They try to say, "Oh, when you blame Roc Nation," but it's like Roc Nation is into a lot of bullshit. They've gotten their hands.
Roc Nation is connected to the U.S. government, the 3-letter agencies.
That's exactly.
So they're just another form of a 3-letter agency in music form. Because if you look into Desiree Perez, the CEO of Roc Nation, have you heard about what she just did?
No, what happened?
So she actually was going after her own daughter. And what happened is that she sent a handler to her. She sent a doctor to her to try to get her committed to an insane asylum, try to get her into the hands of a medical professional.
Damn.
Her own daughter, by the way.
Her own daughter sends this medical professional, which is actually a handler.
She documented it.
And then she goes, oh yeah, you got to come with us. Your mother sent this over. She was like, I've never seen this doctor in my life. I don't know who that is. He's trying to get me committed. This is all on footage.
She created a fake job posting for her daughter. Like, she sent a fake employer to her daughter, like an email, and she filled it out. And when she got in touch with them, it turned out to be this fake doctor that they're talking about.
That's nuts.
See,
Like
that's
your
the same
own
thing.
daughter.
Like with Kanye, he had a handler. He had a handler, and that same where he leaked all those messages where he's saying, yeah, you're gonna go back to Zombieland and playing with your kids won't be the same. He was actually working for the government in Canada too.
Wow.
So how are you a trainer and you have all these connections to government? And you just so happen to be in the music industry with all these celebrities, all the top people. Hey, I got this guy who's gonna, shape you up for this tour. But these people are actually handlers for the government. So they definitely infiltrated the music industry.
How do you think they treated? You heard about what they did with Nicki Minaj?
No.
Oh, she's on the outs right now.
She's on the outs. She's on the outside.
I applaud her.
100%. Shout out Nicki Minaj.
Shout out Nicki
She got to
Minaj.
come on the show for sure.
Yeah.
She's speaking truth to power right now.
What'd she do?
Basically, she's calling out Roc Nation, specifically Desiree Perez and Jay-Z.
Wow.
Yeah, she called them out for basically they owe her $300 million.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So with Tidal, when it first started, they had a bunch of artists running around screaming Tidal, promoting Tidal.
Yeah, because they gave shares to him.
They gave them shares.
All right.
So they gave Nicki Minaj 3%. When they sold Tidal, Jay-Z offered her $1 million. She's supposed to get $300 million.
That's
Holy
pennies
crap.
on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar.
I mean, it's like time and time again, this dude is just literally just destroyed everyone's path in the way.
How do you think these guys who become billionaires in the music industry become billionaires?
Screwing people over.
Exactly. They look at Diddy. Takes everybody's publishing, everybody around him dies, but he just so happens to be a billionaire, right? You have Craig Mack and, Biggie, and it seems like all your Black Rob, all these artists seem to die, and you take all their publishing and you're a billionaire. Interesting. Same thing with Jay-Z. He screws everybody over, takes everybody's money, and then you're the guy at the top, right? That's the way, you get to the top in the music industry, obviously, because these guys have everybody else's money.
Yeah. Jay-Z uses black culture too. So we'll say that on record.
And then Nessa, she came out and said something.
Talk about it.
So Colin Kaepernick's wife just came out and said the same thing, that Roc Nation is using these same bullying tactics against Colin Kaepernick because, Jay-Z is connected to who? To the NFL. Okay? So
the job that he told Jermaine Dupri not to take, and then he took the job, but continue. Go ahead.
Damn. Talk about it.
Slime ball.
So, how is it that she comes out and says the same thing? She says that Colin Kaepernick was blackballed. This is the same machine that took him out when he did the kneeling. So now they're coming down on Nicki Minaj saying the same thing, saying, hey, she's saying, hey, you owe me a bunch of money. All this stuff is going down. But now it's like, well, now the shoe's on the other foot because it's, Nicki Minaj, she has her own money. She has her own legion.
Yeah. Where there's smoke, there's fire, y'all. If everybody's saying the same thing, and these are people that are successful. Like Nicki Minaj isn't a bum.
Right.
She's Nicki Minaj.
Right.
So it's like,
so how's everybody wrong?
how is everybody wrong?
If everybody's wrong and Tory Lanez is still in jail.
Oh my God. Wait, before you get into Tory Lanez, Roc Nation definitely uses blackballing tactics because I've gotten an email from a former Roc Nation employee.
Really?
Yeah. I got an email, and the guy emailed me and said, this is when me and him used to do music.
Yeah.
So we used to like send emails out and send our music out to like people and just people in the industry, you know, before we really knew how dark the industry really is. And we sent an email out just like promoting our music. And I got an email from a dude named G. Roberson. And he said, consider yourself blackballed from the music industry. Way to go, moron. So I'm like, and I looked this guy up and I'm like, for you to be so high up in the industry, is this like a normal tactic that you just send emails to kids? And I was a kid at the time. I was like 17 at the time. Had a big following. So I'm just wondering, it's no coincidence that this is how
they move.
They fucking operate.
Yeah. This is how
they
move.
That's literal problem. You want to see the email?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like these people think they run the industry, right? They're drunk with power. So when they're saying shit like that, it's like, well, you're gonna get blackballed and you're never gonna work in this industry again. And it's like,
yeah, okay, you don't run this shit. I'm here with Sean Kelly.
Yeah, we don't care.
Pussy.
It's a new media these days.
It's a new media. We just saw right now, right before we started the show, E! News is going out of business after 32 years.
And I heard Roc Nation is suffering. Actually, you saw that tape that came out with Desiree Perez?
Desiree Perez. She was saying that, you know, Roc Nation was in financial dire straits.
Labels are hurting right now, too.
Labels is hurting right now. You have, you know, Time magazine that was up for sale. Nobody wanted to buy it. You had CNN. I did more views with my Instagram page than CNN in a week. So they did, at 1 week, they did 350,000 impressions.
That's nothing.
Right? In 1 week, I did 800,000.
Bro, you and I have clips that have done more than 350.
Right.
Literally. Look at this.
Damn.
You can read
G.
that out
Roberson,
loud.
he doesn't even have a way to go, moron. Consider yourself blackballed from the music industry. You'll never get a deal. I'll make sure of it. September 30th, 2012. You keep your receipts.
Come on, bro. Yeah. Come on, bro.
12 years ago.
You thought I wasn't coming, huh?
2012.
Yeah, okay.
What's that guy doing these days?
Who the fuck?
Jerking
knows?
somebody off.
Yeah, I don't know.
playing the industry game that's falling. Hollywood is fucking falling right now. If you guys haven't noticed, it's a great awakening. And I couldn't be happier, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, all these people getting exposed, bro. And that's it needs to happen, you know? So I think that's a sign of the times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I wonder how many music artists are like CIA controlled or just complete plants. You know, you hear that term a lot, music industry plant.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Sexy Red's a CIA
for
agent,
real?
for sure.
Wow.
If you look at how she used to be and how she is now, it's two different people. And it's a funny thing too. If you look into like a lot of school shooters, if you look into a lot of people who are doing like these crazy random acts of violence, right? They all have one thing in common. Their hair. Their hair is always dyed weird colors.
Wow.
That is a thing. I think they're in like some weird Reddit group together and they just like plan this shit out.
So if you look at the shooter from Batman Begins, when he went into the theater, look at his hair. Look at Sexy Red's hair. Look at all the other school shooters over the past 5-10 years. They all have red and orange and green, and they all have these weird colored hairs. So how is it that all these people who do these random acts of violence, they have these colored hairs? That doesn't make sense. Seems like they're under some kind of MK Ultra. So
crazy.
That's what I think.
Shannon Sharp's girl, the case settled. She just announced her retirement from OnlyFans. Did you see that?
Oh, did she?
Couple days ago.
She retired like she's an NBA vet.
I'm telling you, y'all, look.
She made a whole post announcing her retirement.
Retirement is crazy.
We live in a sick time, man.
Bro. So you mean to tell me you shake this man down for millions and millions of dollars, then you retire from online prostitution? That's 2025 for you guys. So that's where we're at right now. So did they say how much she settled for?
No, but it's got to be 8 figures.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
She's done.
For her to retire?
She's done.
She's done. She's Shannon Sharp now. That whole podcast he just did, all that work.
He was about to close a $100 million podcast deal.
Right.
Yeah.
And that fell through, and he got fired from ESPN.
Damn.
So he lost over 9 figures.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy part is they had sex over 100 times. So for
100 times?
Over 100 times.
Crazy.
So for her to make those claims, like at what point does it not become consensual?
Right.
You're having sex that many times.
Right.
I think this is part of their role play, honestly.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I think this is part of it. You're going to sue me. And I'm going honestly,
you think it goes that far?
I think it's going far.
Damn.
I think he's getting off to this shit.
You serious?
Yeah, I low key thinks he's still whooping his meat to the videos.
That's crazy.
I think he's whooping his meat.
Maybe he
100%.
wants to feel dominated. I don't know. We got to talk to Shannon,
That's
man.
why he gives me kind of like one of those.
Shannon, we need to talk, bro. That's crazy. That's too much money on the line. I don't give a fuck.
He's in Vegas a lot. He'd be lifting at Flex Lewis's gym.
We gotta have a chat.
We gotta get with him.
What is that? Like, come on, bro. Like, you have $100 million deal on the table, but was she paid off to do this? Because he has that deal on the table, and then all of a sudden these allegations come out, and now you lose the deal. So maybe she was put up to it. Maybe.
What if it was a negotiation tactic? How UMG's doing with Drake?
Could be.
They muddy your name up so they can get you for cheap.
Yeah.
Build you back up. All right, we got him for nothing.
Yeah, half the price. Because, I mean, if people don't know that whole $400 million deal that Drake did, I mean, it was one of the greatest deals of all time. And then all of a sudden, Kendrick is of our favorite artist, all of a sudden.
Come on, man.
Devaluing him. And now, that's not so much of the case anymore.
If you go to a Kendrick concert now, you'll see people that everyone was not listening to Kendrick like this. Like, you see middle-aged, white moms at Kendrick concerts before. And Kendrick's concerts before were the blackest concerts ever. Now he's
he's a household name.
He's a household name now because of one song.
It's pretty odd because this is the same tactic that they use on Michael Jackson. And people don't like to hear this. Okay?
They hate to hear the truth.
They hate to hear the truth. But you got to look at the historical data. Look at the facts.
These are facts.
So Michael Jackson, back in the late 80s, he actually did one of the greatest deals of all time. The Sony ATV deal, right? He buys it for $85 million cash. Okay? I mean, he owns all the publishing, past, present, and future. Okay? That includes Beyonce. That includes Eminem. All these people. Worth hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Just a short few years later, what does he get hit with? The pedo charges.
PDF file charges.
And what did they call Drake during this whole beef? PDF file. Oh, okay. So you mean he's in the middle of the greatest deals of the century, and now all of a sudden he's a pedo?
Yeah.
I find that pretty interesting, right? So it's the same thing. Same thing they did to Michael Jackson twice. Because when he got hit with his second charge, with his second case, guess what was happening at the same time that nobody was talking about? Epstein, at the same time, got hit with his charges the same time that Michael Jackson's second case was happening.
Wow.
It was all smoke and mirrors to get the heat off of Epstein because the most famous man on earth was in trial for the same thing that Epstein was actually doing. How is it that the feds raid your house and they don't find anything and they have a 98% conviction rate?
Make it make sense.
Smoke and mirrors.
This Epstein stuff is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It goes deep, man. Obama's on the list. They're saying that Trump is on the list, but here's the thing. How is Trump on the list and it didn't come out during his campaign run when he was coming for the POTUS seat the second time? Wouldn't that have came out?
Why wouldn't Biden have just put that out there?
Wouldn't that be an ace in the hole? Hey, Biden pulls out the file. Hey, guys, he's here. There you go. How come they didn't do that?
Would have been an easy win from there.
Right.
Landslide.
It would have been a landslide, but they didn't do that. Why is that? And why did a federal judge that was appointed by Obama just close the case when they wanted to get the transcripts from the grand jury? She said, no, actually, let's close this case and reopen a new one. What are you trying to hide? I think that's pretty odd too. So many layers to it.
Yeah, that shit goes deep. You think it was linked to Diddy?
For sure. I think Diddy's list is Epstein list. I've been saying that from the mountaintops for the longest because you have two billionaires from New York running around the same circles and they don't know each other. How is it that they're both with high-powered people, rich people, and doing favors for, celebrities and politicians, and they don't know each other?
It's also weird that as soon as Diddy's case was over, they just said, hey, Epstein list doesn't exist.
Right. Now it doesn't exist.
So now that you guys have got everything in order and got all your shit in order, and you wanted to make sure Diddy wasn't gonna say or compromise somebody, oh, we all shook hands. We're all good now. It's weird.
It is.
I tell you what's even more weird about this. So check this out. So Diddy gets hit with 2 of, I believe it was the 5 charges.
Mm-hmm.
None of the serious charges, right? So that's going to be a slap on the wrist. They still get their conviction rate. That's 1. 2, he still gets hit with charges and jail time. But there's no other people involved. Now, when they had these freak-off tapes play in court, there was other celebrities involved, other people of high stature involved. Where are those names, right? So, how is it that the lead prosecutor, Maureen Comey, was also the lead prosecutor for Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein? So this is the 3rd time you're dropping the ball?
Dropping the ball.
That's pretty interesting because she gets fired from the lead prosecution now, being that she dropped the ball in the Diddy case, right?
It's too hot for her now. They got to get rid of her.
They got to get rid of her. But here's the thing. Who's her dad?
Who's dad?
Maureen Comey, the lead prosecutor.
Break it down.
Her dad was none other than the former director of the FBI. Okay? Coincidence?
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. So all this is orchestrated, you guys, because there's a lot of people on that list in Congress. There's a lot of people who we see on TV every day. They're on that list. So
that should be a conflict of interest. Like, if
should
you have
be.
family in the FBI, like, let's say there's somebody in the government that is involved in some bullshit, that's automatically compromised.
Bingo. That's what I'm saying. So, oh yeah, Steve and Richard, oh, they're on the list. We gotta drop the ball so our friends don't go to jail. That's what's happening right now. So,
what do you think happened in the minute missing of the Epstein video?
Okay, so here's the thing. They said that happens every day. For one, why does that make sense? Why is there a minute missing every day from that footage?
What are we in the 70s? Like, how old is the technology?
Come on.
Like, we can't keep recording. Like, bro,
No.
come on. These are like the most notorious prisoners.
Yeah.
And
there's a minute missing?
You mean to tell me, like, you're going to take out a minute? Or you can't have a camera that just keeps rolling?
Makes no sense. You know what can happen in 60 seconds? A lot. That's a lifetime. Somebody could have went in the jail and offed him, or he could have just walked out.
Literally just open it up and walk out.
Yeah. There's anything that can happen. I mean, that's a huge telltale sign that there's major corruption going on. If you have a minute missing from the footage that can show what happened, whether he unalived himself or he was killed or whatever the case may be. But we'll never have that. That makes no sense to me.
Could have been the heart attack gun.
Yeah, could have been. So that was declassified in 1975. Okay? So the heart attack gun shoots a dart, right? And it's a toxic shellfish dart to where it dissipates in your body. It melts in your body like ice, like melted ice. Has no penetration through your body, right? So it looks like you didn't get shot. Causes cardiac arrest, fall over and die. Okay? And this gun was developed during the Cold War. So how many governments did they topple? How many politicians did they take out with this gun?
And celebrities.
And celebrities, because now we're starting to see a lot of people who have cardiac arrests.
It's always
cardiac arrests. Okay? So, and this is back in 1975. So imagine what they have now, right? So they probably have so many advanced forms of this to where people are having heart attacks, people are just falling over and dying, even with pneumonia, right? People, a lot of people get pneumonia, but cyanide actually is derived from that, okay? So cyanide actually is a poison that turns into pneumonia and you die from that.
Facts.
So you can get poison and it can look like you had pneumonia, but you actually got poison. This happened to BH.
Yep. Multiple times.
Multiple times.
He tested positive for cyanide.
Yes. So I think that, they have these weapons that they develop and to make it look like an accident.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
sure.
if they run an autopsy, there's no signs of ill intent anywhere, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And even with JFK. So, he was hit with poison tips too.
Was he?
Yes. So get this. When he was shot, for one, the driver shot him. You can see in the footage. Then they said that when they did the autopsy, just in case by shooting him, that he didn't die from the shot, the tips were poisoned. Okay. Now they said that when they did an autopsy, it's the most unorthodox process, right? It took his body right away, and then they said they actually switched his brain to show that he wasn't poisoned. Right? So who takes the vehicle that he was shot in straight to the White House and then take him straight? There's no process, so there's no investigation, like nothing?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Just get him out of here.
Right. So you just take the vehicle and, store it in a warehouse somewhere. No evidence, no nothing. And they switch his brain out to show that he wasn't poisoned.
I just saw the theory that his wife might have been in on it because she was picking up the pieces of the brain.
I've heard that.
I've heard that too. So it's pretty odd that, as soon as JFK died, she still had blood on her clothes when Lyndon B. Johnson was getting sworn in. Okay. So this is like just right away. And, it seemed like she wasn't too distraught. So maybe she knew. I don't know.
That is odd, though.
It is odd.
That's so odd.
I've heard theories Lyndon knew too.
I think so too. And again, where there's smoke, there's fire, because the reason that they want JFK out of there, because he was taking us back to the silver standard. He was going to issue the U.S. notes back to the Treasury and, not have the Federal Reserve issue our notes, silver certificates. So if you look back in the day, they actually have on the notes where it says silver certificates. Now, what did they say? Federal bank notes, right? So we don't own our money. This secret, foreign entity that we have a deal with controls all of our money. How does that make sense? So he was taking the standard from them and putting it back into the hands of America. Now, this is happening with the same thing with Trump. Now, what happened last year in July? They tried to take him out. So how is it that when you're putting the power back in people's hands in America, when it comes to the monetary system, somebody tries to take you out?
Like clockwork.
Like clockwork, right? Because now we're pushing innovation when it comes to cryptocurrency, the Genius Act, stable coins, and, pushing forward Web3 as a whole into America. Trump said he wants to make America the crypto capital of the world. And you don't think it's funny that not one, but 2 times they tried to take him out? Actually, it was even more. But, we're just counting the 2 guys that, got close enough. Because there was another guy who actually tried to take him out. Did you hear about the third guy?
Was that the one that mailed something to the White House or something?
No, there's another guy.
Yeah, they're just not even reporting this shit.
Yeah, so get this. So there was a kid that actually wanted to take out Trump.
Wow.
And he was actually a part of a satanic cult.
I heard about this.
Yes. The satanic cult was called the Order of the Nine Angles, right? So he kills both of his parents to obtain financial means to take out Trump. Kills both of his parents, takes the money, goes buys a drone to go take out Trump. So then they caught him in the middle of that and foiled his plans.
Wow.
But he was actually on his way to go take out Trump as well.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
How old was he?
He was like 18, 19.
Yeah.
He was young. He was a kid.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So a lot of people were trying to take out Trump. And again, he just looked like an MK Ultra kind of guy. Like he had like no soul in his eyes. And I just think that there's a lot of sleeper cells that, they have in America to where they can activate people to carry out tasks. So it was even in that book with Bill Cooper, Behold a Pale Horse, to where he says that in the book called Project Orion, to where there's activations of sleeper cells to where they're carrying out school shootings and other violent acts. And this is in the book way back in the 90s.
Nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did y'all hear about Area 51?
Oh, it got caught on fire, right?
Yeah, so Congressman Eric Burlington is his name. He requested files to be declassified from Area 51 on July 8th, and then 8 days later, there's a fire near Area 51.
Really?
Do you think, could it be that they're burning evidence or burning whatever he's requesting, they're just burning the evidence?
I mean, it could be because every time they want to like control something or get rid of something, what do? They burn it. We've seen this in California. We've seen this in Wyoming. We've seen this in various parts to where what they want to do land grabs, right? You just burn it. So if they want to get rid of evidence, burn it.
Yeah. They burn and they flood.
Burn and flood, right?
The Texas flood that just happened a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with North Carolina. We've seen it in various areas to where, these natural disasters, seem to happen. Even when they wanted to do an audit at Fort Knox, they were headed up there. Then what happened? A major flood hit and they couldn't go do an audit. Because why? Because they don't have the gold. So, and then, there's actual patents. If you look it up, there's actual patents to where you can control the weather. You can control hurricanes. There's many patents on weather control. So I think weather is definitely a weapon of the U.S. government.
Oh, yeah. The mystery fog, the chemtrails, they're testing all sorts of stuff, right?
Correct.
A lot of Hollywood lived in Palisades, too. I'll just say that. During the whole Diddy and Epstein trial, especially Diddy, everything was burned down.
Yeah, so isn't it funny that, Diddy gets indicted, gets locked up. Then we have all these fires where all these prominent people live, all these celebrities, right? Their houses get burned down and, okay, so if you have some tunnels or have some evidence, all that is burnt up now. Here's the thing, gets even spookier. Why is it that the FBI actually went to go visit Ben Affleck at Jennifer Gardner's house?
That's a fact. The FBI, does that make sense?
It doesn't make sense because what does the FBI have to do with the FAA if we're talking about some drone footage that they wanted to ask him about? They went to his house and say, hey, there were some drones flying around. We want to ask you a few questions about it. But wouldn't that be the FAA? That's pretty interesting. And all the time, all the meanwhile, everything was on fire. The FBI comes and visits Ben Affleck. Now, who's Ben Affleck connected to?
J-Lo.
J-Lo. Who is she connected to?
Diddy.
There you go.
We can keep going.
So,
these are sick people.
do you think that Ben Affleck knows something maybe? Could be. Because after they raided Diddy's house and he was conveniently not there, we didn't hear anything else about that, right? So we're talking about, maybe some tapes they have. Because that wasn't to see what he had. It was to go to confiscate something that he had. So they already knew the tapes are in there.
Oh, but hold on. I just made an interesting connection. So you have the FBI that came to Ben Affleck's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the prosecutor related to? Who was her dad?
The FBI.
Wow.
There you go.
There's a connection.
There's a connection. So nothing's what it seems.
And there's a motive.
That's nuts.
And speaking of Jennifer Gardner, too, who's connected to Ben Affleck, she actually has a charity that she's on the board of called Save the Children. Why did they just get raided for child trafficking?
The charity actually got raided.
The government from Mexico has just filed saying, hey, there's trafficking going on within this agency.
Holy crap. That's so unfortunate. I've donated to that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of charities are scams, bro.
Yeah,
That's why I stopped donating.
Yep.
100%.
So how is it that another country is telling us some nefarious shit is going on within our own four walls in a charity that deals with children? So that's pretty odd.
There's another connection.
So it's pretty interesting once you start connecting the dots.
Child trafficking ring is real, man.
Bro, that stuff's crazy when you look at the numbers on how many kids disappear every year.
Yeah. And I think even going deeper, did you hear about the fast food theory?
No.
So just what you said, a lot of people go missing, including kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have homeless, people just go missing. We never find them again. Can you tell me why when they test food, fast food, there's human DNA that's found positive? It's pretty interesting. Now you can say there's hair follicles, there's people preparing it and whatnot. Okay, fine. But how many fast food restaurants can supply how many, people just in America?
That's what I'm saying. Where are they getting all these cows from?
So you have McDonald's, which is their slogan is what? Billions and billions served. How many cows are there to go around? Including other restaurants that serve beef, obviously. So the numbers don't add up.
What the fuck are we eating?
So what are we eating? Even Putin said this. He was like, hey, you guys are actually eating people and you don't even know it.
Damn.
He told us this. He said, you guys are grounding up people who are missing and putting it in your food supply. It makes total sense when you just add up the numbers.
Now, could that have something to do with China as well? Because there's millions and millions of, maybe billions of people missing in China that no one's talking about. They got ghost cities that no one is really talking about. I feel like we were the only ones that kind of talk about this.
Yeah.
There's millions and millions and millions of people missing.
Well, yeah, there's ghost cities that's, in China right now, but it's due to, half of it is due to actually just bad defaults on real estate projects. That's one. But there is a massive, massive amount of poverty in China, right? Because they have billions of people there. Now, when you go to an account of these ghost cities times, in a communist China where poverty is just, not only looked down upon, but they're essentially slaves in sweatshops. So these people are unaccounted for. So these people could be militarized. They could be probably sold to America because China owns over 300,000 acres in America around farmland and military bases. Okay. So is it out of the question that China is trafficking their own people to America for a food supply? It's not out of the question.
Trafficking rings, huge trafficking
rings. So, I mean, and people think about one side of trafficking, right? So when you think about the sex trafficking, but no, it's the black market to where an organ or a heart or a brain or eyes, those things are being trafficked as well.
Yeah.
Those are worth a lot.
Those are worth a lot.
100%.
So when we're talking about the movement of people, that's what we're talking about. So it's not out of the question. I don't think it is.
It's not far-fetched.
And then speaking of China, China's richest man in China just bought a facility in New Hampshire. Now, what is he doing? He actually bought it for his beverage company, right? This is in New Hampshire. For over $60 million, which is way over the asking price that they were asking, about 50% more. And it's right next to what? The town's water supply. He's gathering 2 million gallons per day for his beverage company. So now the Chinese have control of New Hampshire's water supply.
Damn.
This just happened.
This is crazy, man. This is fucking, for real, this is nuts.
Yeah.
How do you allow a whole nother country to buy up freeways? Because they bought highways. It's
in your hometown, from Jersey.
Hometown.
Farmland, highways.
So the Chinese just bought the data, those fast lanes, what do they call them in
the speed lanes, yeah.
Speed lanes, right?
Like the tolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just bought a highway, the whole entire data and the highway, and they sold it to China. So now they own that data in the highway.
Holy crap. Yeah.
I think we got to look up who's actually approving these deals. It's always this shadow government thing, but who's responsible for this?
That's who it is. These people who don't change seats, right? When you have these figureheads like the POTUS and all these other people that we see every day, there's people behind them who's really running the show. And I think that's who it is.
The deep state.
The deep state. So I mean,
gotta start naming them. Like we gotta find out who the deep state is. Like who, like names, because they love when we talk about just deep state. They love when we just say this mystical fucking group, but like who's behind this shit?
Who are they? Exactly.
Yeah, we gotta find out who. And honestly, I think it's a little bit more nefarious than we realize.
You think it's demonic?
I think it goes spiritual. I think it goes spiritual and intergalactical.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they have an intergalactic federation, like the Galactic Federation. You know about that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've mentioned that, and they also said that these beings that they came in contact with are interdimensional. So, I think that if we are talking about other beings that's, running the show, could this be a simulation to where they're taking orders from them, and this is their simulation, and this is, pretty much what they're overseeing their project is.
Yeah, because the way they're treating this Earth is like y'all can't be human. Like,
right?
It's like pure evil. Like they're feeding us bullshit. They're shit that we're like. It's like they're trying to completely destroy us as a race, a human race.
Yeah,
and
or at least push us to the limits to see what happens. Right? Like, let's try this. PSYOP here and this, natural disaster there, and like see how they react and see how is this a project,
right?
Like it could be to where something like we're like a science fair project.
Yeah, we're like ants to them.
Exactly.
You think it could be reptilians?
Could be reptilians. I mean, if you've seen the movie that came out in 1988 called They Live.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies. So, guy puts on the glasses, and what does he see? He sees these alien-looking beings that, look like humans, right? But then when he puts on the glasses, then he's like, wait, I'm seeing this drone in the sky that I didn't see. This person it's not a human being. So I think that there's some truth to that. And then they said in the movie, They Live, get this, when the two guys go to the headquarters, there's a scene where the alien is speaking. Guess what year he says that they're completely going to take over? 2025.
Wow.
He said by the year 2025, not only in America, but globally, we have taken over everything.
Can't write this shit, man.
Can't write it. Can't make it up.
That's nuts.
It's always in the movies.
It's in the movies.
The Matrix, Terminator.
Yeah. Did you know that crypto was in the Matrix?
Really?
Yes.
Was it really?
Yes, it was. So
break it down.
If you remember in the movie The Matrix, Neo, when he's getting interrogated by Agent Smith, if you look on the building where he works, there's a logo on the building. What is that logo? It's an X, but it's not just a regular X. It's actually the XRP logo that we see today.
Wow.
Come on.
It's
on
the building.
Come on.
Okay. Also, XRP was in another movie. An old movie from 1992 called Sneakers, about hackers trying to hack the Federal Reserve. Okay? They pull up a screen in the movie. They're hacking the Federal Reserve. And it says the security bar where it says, security clearance and all that other stuff. XRP shows up on the screen as well.
Can't make it up, bro.
Here's the thing. What cryptocurrency has a partnership with an entity that controls our money supply? The Federal Reserve. XRP has a partnership not only with the Federal Reserve, but also Amex.
These are facts.
So payment process systems that they have, that they're creating this new regulatory, framework, XRP is at the center of it. So is that a coincidence? They always show you in the movies.
Every time.
Every time.
All right, I went on your YouTube. We'll pull a couple of rapid fire topics here.
Okay.
Are Labooboo dolls demonic?
Yes, they are.
God damn it, Labooboo.
You know why they're demonic, though? Why? Well, Labooboo is demonic because it's actually based off of the Mesopotamian demon Pazuzu.
Yeah.
And again, they always show you in the movies, the demon Pazuzu was actually in the movie The Exorcist. That was the demon that she got possessed by in the movie.
Damn.
Yeah.
The whole thing was based on that.
Yeah. So how is it that this demon keeps showing up? And in the movie where, she gets possessed, the actual cast in real life, people started to die.
Holy crap.
Facts.
That movie was cursed. So a lot of people started to die from that after that movie came out. So I think that, playing with that doll, you got to be careful.
It's like the Annabelle doll, too. You heard about the dude that died?
Yeah. What was that about? He was like 54, right? Pretty young.
54. There it is again.
There's
so Malcolm Jamal Warner dies at 54. 9. 5 plus 4 is 9, the number of completion. How is it that John Riviera, who was head of the lead investigator for that doll, Annabelle, they were taking it on tour, he dies at 54.
Interesting.
5 plus 4 is 9. Interesting. Do you know if there's no number greater than 9. You know that, right?
What do you mean?
So what's 9 times 2?
18.
What's 1 plus 8?
9.
What's 9 times 3?
27.
What's 2 plus 7? 9. There you go. So it always comes back to 9. You can do that with any number, by the way.
Wow. So 9's the biggest number you're saying?
9's the only number. 9's the divine 9. It's actually the last number. So anything else is just a combination of that. So you put 9 or 1, 9, 3, 8, whatever. But it actually is, how many months does it take to create human life?
9. Wow. Powerful number. Trader Joe's. What's going on with Trader Joe's, guys?
Trader Joe's has fake food.
Trader Joe's.
A lot of girls like shopping there.
Trader Joe's has more recalls than any other market has in the past 2 years. Trader Joe's falafel had a recall for having rocks in it.
What?
They had literal rocks in their falafel.
What?
It's crazy.
So Trader Joe's, a lot of people don't know this. They actually have their own in-house manufacturing. So if you look at the labels, it says, Trader Joe's brand. And so this is how they have recalls, because there's certain videos going around to where certain foods that they have at their markets don't biodegrade.
So at all.
At all.
Jeez.
It's like, like a McDonald's burger, to where there's a lady who had a McDonald's capsule where she bought burger, fries. She puts it in a capsule 20 years later, still there.
I saw that.
She had the old wrapping and everything. It doesn't biodegrade. So that's not food.
Y'all not eating food.
So I think Trader Joe's needs to, we need some answers. I think they need to come to the table and tell us what they're actually putting in that food.
What about organic food? Is that just BS, you guys think?
Yeah, it's BS. It's bullshit. Organic does not mean healthy, you guys, at all. That's a trick. That's a trick bag that they use to beef up their sales, no pun intended. But the reason that they put organic is because it's just another ploy to get people to think they're eating healthy. Now, Bill Gates has what exactly?
APL.
So he puts that on organic and says, this is healthy, but it's actually a residue that he puts over fruits and vegetables that's toxic. Why is a man that is a computer, the originator of, operating system, why is he in our food supply?
He's in everything.
Why is he in our healthcare system?
So is Jeff Bezos.
Makes no sense.
Bought Amazon. He owns Amazon.
Well, yeah, he owns Whole Foods.
He owns Whole Foods. That's
right.
What I meant.
Yeah. So you have these tech billionaires now who are in our food supply. They're in our medical system.
In the media. He owns the Washington Post as well.
He owns MGM.
Really?
TVs, movies.
Yes. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he owns MGM.
I think people need to realize, these billionaires they've done it very strategically and very quietly to where you look it up. If you look up what a lot of these guys own, they own relatively everything that surrounds our lives. They own the food supply. They own the entertainment industry. They own fucking aviation, space travel. They're
in everything.
They're in fucking everything.
And is it a coincidence that Jeff Bezos, his grandfather, actually worked for DARPA?
All these people are related.
Interesting. So you mean your grandfather worked for a government agency for defense, and all of a sudden you just become one of the richest men on earth with space travel and, all these other technologies. You're gobbling up, media giants like MGM
and Twitch.
He owns Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you lay out his portfolio, it's crazy.
Twitch is a smart one because if he can control what the streamers are saying,
exactly,
that is massive influence these days.
It's about control.
I think we're going to see a new age of controlled ops when it comes to content creators and streamers.
For sure.
You're starting to see it.
Yep.
We're starting to see it. We're going to see manufactured, streamers, content creators that we think that are organic.
Yeah, because it's a lot of people that are just getting pushed, and you're just like, where the fuck this guy come
Yep.
from?
Why is it that the conglomerate that little conglomerate called Walmart actually started their own podcast studios? It's called
a company as big as Walmart. What the fuck do they want in the podcast space?
Why do they need the money? They don't.
It's about control.
Right. So if you go to Franklin, Tennessee, they have a whole creator studio built into a Walmart. You go in, you can do your music, your podcasts, you do all this other stuff, right?
Nice.
Now, here's the thing. What if they just start manufacturing their own creators in a Walmart? They have the means to do it now. They have limitless money, unlimited money, unlimited resources. So you don't think we're going to see some synthetic created creators now?
I can see some random little content streaming guy popping up. Oh,
Yep.
I started in fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I built my shit in Walmart.
Yeah, okay.
Watch.
I mean, it already happened in the music industry. Podcast is next for sure.
Podcast is
and
next,
streamers.
yeah.
By the end of the year, the podcast industry is worth $30 billion.
Yeah, it's growing fast.
Anytime you see presidents, like politicians, like on podcasts, like the Israeli president was with the
Netanyahu.
Nelk Boys.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
That's
it's
how
crazy.
you know. That's how you
that's
know.
how you know, bro.
Well, here's another thing. Why does Gavin Newsom have a podcast?
He's running for president.
Why does Michelle Obama have a podcast?
Why wouldn't they have a podcast? Podcasts didn't just get invented.
Right.
Like, oh, now you're trying to relate to us.
Well, now they're trying to infiltrate themselves. They can't control the narrative, so now they have to participate.
Yep.
That's what's happening.
But people see through it on a pod when you're sitting down with someone for hours. Michelle's not getting the best reviews on
She's
hers
not.
so far.
Yeah, she's not getting the clicks at all.
Nope.
Barack
So-
just came on and it was awful.
It was
Yeah.
disastrous. And it
Yeah.
was weird because he's trying to, show his face, but now there's rumblings of him going to prison. So are you trying to, get ahead of this?
Yeah, because where the fuck you been?
Where you
Where
been?
the fuck you been at?
And then you're telling us that young males have to have a gay role model. It's like beside your dad.
I caught that. He's sick.
Yeah, so you're breaking up the family unit, and you're telling people like, hey, you need a gay male figure in your life beside your dad. Why would you need that if you have your dad in your life? I understand if you don't have a male figure in your life, and we can talk about that in itself. But
So why a gay? Why?
but why?
Why?
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck is that about?
Right.
Like, there's enough. Like, we understand people were gay, cool, whatever. But like, why the fuck are you pushing for kids to be raised by a gay man?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What the fuck is the point? That's perverted.
Because he's gay.
He's projecting.
He's
Yeah.
projecting.
He's projecting. So there you go.
He
So-
likes, he's the pillow biter.
Yeah, there you go. So I just think that when it comes to that, they're trying to get ahead of it, and I just don't think that we have to pay attention to them because they're in our space now.
Yep. We
Yeah.
got the upper hand for now, but I think creators are going to keep falling to the money because there's going to be some crazy money offers and people are going to start taking them.
Yeah, didn't iShowSpeed get offered $600 million?
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
Neon just signed with Twitch. Twitch.
By Twitch. And who owns
Ooh.
Twitch?
Yep.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Yep.
They're already compromised, y'all.
Damn.
So now you got arguably the biggest influencer in the world. Now he's under your control
Yeah.
and he's exclusive to you
Right.
to do whatever you want
Yeah.
because now he can say, nope, don't talk about this.
Right.
Don't say this.
Yeah.
Countries are starting to pay streamers to showcase their country.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they paid Speed for
In
Yeah.
China.
in China. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense.
They're making them all nice and warm and fuzzy looking.
Yeah. So
When-
Neon
when-
signed to Kick?
To Twitch.
Oh, to Twitch.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's
Twitch.
exclusive
Oh,
on
that's
Twitch.
another one.
That's big.
Yeah.
it's another
Actually,
one.
Ray J said he was gonna go stream with him the other
Stream
day.
with Twitch.
With
yeah.
Neon.
Yeah, with Neon. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. People are signing, man.
Would you sign?
To Twitch?
Yeah.
I'd have to learn more about it, but I don't know. Anything exclusive is just scary to me.
It's
Right.
scary,
You know what I mean?
right?
Dude, you already do hundreds of millions of views.
Yeah,
on your
why
own.
would I want to get way less views for money?
Right.
Like, I'd rather have more impact, you know?
Right.
They're
I don't think I would, honestly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But guys, it's been awesome. Where can people find you? Anything else you want to close off with here?
Shit, man. Devon True. You can find me at Devon True. It's DEVONTRUE. I am the outcome specialist. I am the commissioner. And question everything.
Yep.
Let's get it.
So yeah, you can find me maverickapproach.com and on Instagram, Maverick Approach. And pretty much that's all my handles on YouTube as well. We have a show called The Maverick Approach. It's my co-host, so we're on there. We drop an episode every Sunday. And we got some stuff coming out, with the creator studio that we're building here. So that's why we're building it, because we don't want, creators to be compromised. So they can come into our fold and, we can work together and collaborate. So that's what we're building. So
Brotherhood, no other hood.
yeah.
Let's get it. Check them out, guys.
Yes, sir.
Peace.